Heavens! Hey folks, it's Nick and Mitch. It's another one of our movie reviews. We've just came back from seeing Let Me In, the newest development in vampire cult movies that are currently flooding us on a consistent yearly basis. This one, though, has a particular unique twist on it, and thank God they actually gave Richard Jenkins, the actor that you've met from various movies, or seen, I should say, unless you know him personally, then you've actually met him, a role in this particular movie. Now, with this particular movie, unfortunately, Richard Jenkins dies early in it. But that's not the whole point of the movie. You have to see it just for the fact that if you love vampire flicks, you may enjoy this one. But like I was discussing with Mitch,
it's not a typical vampire movie. They've done a different spin, which I actually liked.
Yeah, it's
none of that Team Edward or Team what's his name bullshit.
Oh, you mean Twilight?
Yes.
Sparkly vampires?
Yeah, I'm a sparkly vampire. I'm walking on the runway.
Yeah, okay.
It's not meant for tweens.
No, but warning to everyone, if you haven't gone see it, because it's been out in theaters for a week, if I remember correctly.
Or so, yeah.
Please, if you're sensitive about gore, or
honestly,
at least
if you're sensitive about gore, what are you doing in a vampire flick?
The romanticism of vampires actually has a desensitizing effect on the human
Honey,
mind.
I love your blood. I have to pick you out of my teeth.
Okay, as I was saying, no, truthfully, if you have issues, and I do mean issues where you really do not want to hear about it, if you think that you have issues with pedophilia, you may not want to come see this movie. There is no subject matter touching pedophilia, but it's sensitive even under the best of circumstances. Just because you can feel the underpinnings of it. And we all know that the little girl is a vampire because the trailers have told us so.
Yes.
So, there's that. There's the fact that they also said it in the 1980s.
The movie would have been more interesting if you'd gone in knowing absolutely nothing about it other than as a vampire flick. Because trailers have a habit of giving away too much.
Well, they either oversell it or undersell it. In this case, they didn't do anything of that nature, except they actually told us the very nature of the movie. Vampire flick, little girl vampire. If you compare it to an interview with the vampire where there was one little girl vampire in it, she's not it. She's far derived from that particular little girl vampire.
The little girl vampire in Interview with the Vampire was played by Kirsten Dunst. And she was considered an abomination because she was made as a child.
Yep.
And the Interview with the Vampire glorifies, like, you're a vampire, you're eternal, you can't see it, you can't be in the sun, but you're immortal. In this, I'm a vampire, I'm alone, it sucks, we can't be friends. Now open your vein.
In a nutshell, that's pretty much what it is.
It's played like a tragedy, not a glorification.
Yeah, but that's the whole fun of this. Now, kudos for the directors who decided to go with their own country to make it. They did it entirely in the state of New Mexico,
which is nice.
In Los Alamos, no?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's nice for once that, although sounds we're saying it's nice that they actually shoot it on location instead of going to Toronto or Vancouver and passing that off as the U.S.
Yeah, I don't mind having Canadian cities being put in, but hey, the economy needs their own support nowadays, and thank God for someone who insisted on getting it done in the U.S. The movie's cinematographic techniques were unique, fun to see. They didn't use an overly blatant amount of effects like they tend to do with vampire flicks nowadays, where all of a sudden there's lots of shape changing.
It was pretty understated.
Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure that for her eyes, they may have used contacts.
Yeah, contacts that glow in the dark.
Possibly.
I think so.
Possibly. Either way, the movie itself is worth seeing at least once in theaters. Especially because you'll get to have the feeling of the ambiance of being with a room full of people who actually want to go see it in
Although
theaters.
there were 3 people besides us in the theater today.
Yeah, we were 5.
Yeah,
not many people are interested in seeing this movie, but it's like it's similar to Slice. A lot of people
Not
weren't.
Splice.
Splice. A lot of people were not interested in really seeing that. We had still a great following of people in the theater when we went, but
Well, one trouble with Splice is
Sarah Polley.
Who?
Sarah Polley.
Who's Sarah Polley?
What do you mean? Who's Sarah Polley? Rota Van Lee. Sarah Polley. The Day
she's the one that... Okay.
Day of the Living Dead with Sarah Polley at the end.
Yes.
She's the only one alive with what's his face.
The Splice was sold... they're trying to sell it off as a creature feature, as a horror film. It's not a horror movie. Not really.
Well, it's like a Frankenstein movie.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is. They created a monster. The monster, they now have to live with the consequences. And lo and behold. But anyways, I digress. The movie itself gives at least 1 thumb up from me. And
I'll give it 2.
he'll give it 2. I liked it, but I was hoping for more. More storyline, more development, a lot of everything.
I got what I expected.
Oh, and there's also the subject matter of bullying in this, which both of us lived through when we were actually growing up. And the funny thing is that it's set in 1983. At 1983, I was still in primary school.
So was I. I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah. So we kind of identified very easily with the kid that was unfortunately the friend/boyfriend of the vampire in the movie.
Yeah, if I'd had a vampire friend who could have eaten all my freaking all people I hated back in school, she would have had one bloated stomach by the time she was done.
Wow.
It's like, oh god, no, I can't fit one more. Okay, bring him over here.
Suffice it to say, I recommend it as a rental when it comes out.
Absolutely.
And me and Mitch will not be buying it to be a permanent part of any DVD collection.
No, once I'm satisfied with having seen it once.
Yeah. It's there's many movies that we can say that we easily would like to buy to actually have in our collection, such as Saving Private Ryan, that you can see many, many times. The Matrix trilogies, which you can view.
I lost interest with it in Matrix.
I
had them all.
I know.
And then I got rid of them because I was never watching them.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars. I have to say I have it, and that's it.
Yeah. So, folks, again from me and Mitch, it's a must-see if you can do it. If you can't, no worries, no sweat. Just go and rent it when it's available, either from Netflix, from iTunes, or even from Blockbuster or any other chain that you use close by. It's worth a rental, at least for an evening. With Halloween coming up, unfortunately, it's not going to be out for this Halloween unless they act quickly. Which
No, it won't be out on DVD till probably in the new year.
Either that or Christmas.
Yeah.
It is set in winter.
I know.
So it might actually be there. Oh, and there's an actor in it that's from Special Victim, Law and Order SVU, Special Victims Unit.
I'll take your word for it because I haven't watched the show in a while.
He's one of the partners in the Law and Order chain that's actually just been given promotion to sheriff.
Sheriff?
Yeah, with his partner, female partner, a woman. I can't remember the name.
There's no such thing as a sheriff in New York.
No. Well, they're now the part of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, I think, or the Federal Bureau of Enforcement.
FBI, it doesn't have sheriffs; they have agents. And
No, they've been promoted. Suffice to say, they've been promoted to where they were. They are now higher than what they were. The actor who plays the male counterpart in that particular duo is a police inspector in this particular movie too. Imagine him with a little bit more hair, almost like a comb over, and having a very thick bushy mustache. He looks a little bit like a young Robert De Niro.
with less hair.
Yeah, with less hair. So anyways, enough from me. And enough from Mitch.
Yeah, and if you want to go get that All Access Pass for Halicon,
they're closing at 5.
I know, it's 3:15. We have to make groceries first.
Yeah, we're not going to take an hour and a half. Anyways, folks, he's getting antsy. From me and Mitch, have a nice one.